Welcome to the Mommy Therapist. They're ready for you.
I'm Kristi.
And I'm Sasha.
We are moms who are also therapists and moms.
And we are passionate about supporting all moms through motherhood transitions, challenges, and beyond.
And we're so happy that you're here today. This is episode 13.
Thank you for listening to our last episode where we talked about basic human rights and tricking your kids into eating vegetables.
Which I did. I set out more vegetables.
You did?
Yes. And I think that along with the green smoothies we're doing, I don't know. I didn't know my 3-year-old would eat so many sliced cucumbers.
Oh, really?
But he's like, Mom, can we have more of this?
Can you slice those up more?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that.
I will give you more cucumbers.
I will have to do that
Please
today,
and thank you.
Yeah, please and thank you. I love it.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Did you revisit the human rights this week?
I did. Because I always really, once our episodes post, I listen to it, right?
Oh, yeah, me too.
I have to.
My anxiety is listen to it, make sure it sounds good and nothing is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. So yes, I did. And I got some feedback from my sister and a friend. They were like, I was totally crying through it. And I'm like, it's hard. It's rough to listen to, but yeah.
Why is it so hard to hear that we have permissions to?
I don't know.
Why is that tender?
We do this all the time. And I remember I've been listening back to older episodes as well because the kids want to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
And twice in a row, I felt called out by you. And then the next week you felt called out by me. And I was like, why are we doing this to ourselves?
We're therapizing each other.
Yeah, exactly.
It's part of what happens in therapy, I think.
Beautiful. Oh, speaking of which, my therapist told me last night that she's pregnant.
That's
and
exciting.
It's her first one. And
my gosh.
So I was so excited. She's like, so yeah, I may be asking you for advice.
Honestly, good.
And then I was like, well, here's my podcast. And she's like, oh yeah, I've been wanting to listen to that.
Yeah.
So, that was really exciting.
I did have a couple clients this past week say, oh my gosh, I was listening to your podcast. And I was like, and part of me is gets, a little embarrassed. And
yes.
Don't tell me if you don't like it.
Yeah, don't say anything.
But it's always I just listened to this. It was so helpful. Or, I didn't really think about my values that way. Or,
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to hear the feedback.
It is fun.
And it makes me excited to come and I don't know, even on harder days, if I know I get to come in and see you and do this, then I get perky,
Yeah, totally.
So we all know C loves to listen to the podcast. So that's what she wanted to do last night, to spend time with me. And we were listening to the one with ASL on it.
Okay.
And she got so excited. And she was doing all the signs and talking about it. And then she's like, Mom, let's learn some new ones. And she pulled one. She was trying to sign I love you. And she's doing it the main way. And I was like, do you know why this means I love you?
Right. With just the pinky pointer and the thumb.
Mm-hmm. And she said no. And I was like, I don't think a lot of people know this.
Okay.
So when you do the alphabet, it's I with your pinky up, and then L, which, making an L, and then Y is like this. So if you put all of them together, it's I love you.
I love you.
She was very excited about that. And I was like, yeah, I don't think a lot of people know that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, so that was fun to share with her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did start using a couple, the stop and the wait. And my little one loves when I do the little wave for the wait.
Yeah.
Sometimes he'll even come up and be like, Mommy, do this. And he'll wiggle my fingers. And I'm like, he's coming. He wants me to tell him to wait because I'm talking to somebody else. So that's been really helpful.
Just so that he
funny.
knows that he wants you. Yeah. That's adorable. That's adorable.
Yeah. It's helpful. It's good.
Yeah. And then I had a fun moment of embarrassment with my oldest, with P.
Okay.
We were jamming out to that, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Apate song, Bruno Mars, and then the Cape. Apate. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're jamming out to that in the car on the way to school. We're all hanging out,
grooving,
jamming, and P's doing it too, and everybody in the back is doing it. And we look over, and there's this big Cheeto delivery truck.
What?
I know, random. And the two guys in the truck were looking at us and jamming out with us. And I tapped P on the shoulder and pointed at it, and she goes, "Oh man!" and ducked. Sorry, I should do that. And ducked down. It was
That's adorable.
It was really fun.
I
And then we
kinda
were all
love stuff like
giggling and
that.
like, yeah, it was just fun. Yeah. Fun moments with our kids.
Yes, absolutely.
Embarrass your kids sometimes.
Embarrass
it's good
your
for
kids.
them.
It really is.
Yeah. I like to dance when there's no music in the store. Drive them crazy.
Oh, really?
Mom, there's no music. I'm like, then I'll make the music. Right?
That's funny. Speaking of music, my daughter, she's 7.5. She's in her Taylor Swift era.
Oh, yes.
And her friends will learn the words to songs and make up dances. And this is what they do at recess.
Cute.
But my little guy like worships his big sister. So when she's home, she'll like go up to her room and play, you know, like Opalite or Elizabeth Taylor or all these new songs. And then my little guy learns to love these songs. So like the other day we were in the car, just him and I, and we were going to school. And I was like, hey, do you want to listen to a song while we drive? And he's like, can you play Bad Blood by Taylor Swift? And I was like,
you're like,
you're 3.5.
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
Oh,
and he's
my
like,
goodness.
that's my sister's favorite song.
Oh.
And I'm like, you are the sweetest. But it just is so funny when he's like, Mommy, can you play Opalite?
Opalite? You're like, how do you know this?
Right? Exactly.
Jay was singing a song the other day, and then I realized that she wasn't actually saying words. She was just making the sounds that sound like it. And I was like, oh, you get that from your mom. Like, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
And we were just giggling about it. And I was like, actually, I don't know the words. Let's look up the lyrics because I don't know.
Let's figure it out
Let's
together.
figure that one out.
Yeah. It's I love how music brings people together.
Yes.
The other request he makes because of his big sister is the Pink Pony Club, which I don't know is how appropriate for a 3-year-old, but
I mean,
he doesn't know.
I've asked questions like,
It's
do you know
fun.
what this means? No? Okay, carry on. You can listen to it.
It's fun to sing and dance too.
Yes, like Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. My kids were like requesting that, and I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. Wait. Do you know what this means? No. Okay, we can carry on.
What is
That's
this?
fine.
What is this song about?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to tell you, we got an interesting message on our Instagram this past week. So there is an event that Postpartum Support International throws every year. It's called The Climb, the Climb Out of Darkness event. We have one here in Utah that we love, and we participate as part of our clinic. But we got a message from them asking if there's anything we would like to do as the mommy therapists to
Are you serious?
promote ourselves, donate something to their swag bag, or participate in the event.
I got chills. Okay.
I
wow.
know.
Really?
It's exciting, right?
That is so exciting. Let's make stickers.
Yeah,
make stickers.
I know, stickers or buttons or like
oh my gosh.
something.
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm like totally. That is so exciting.
So
wow.
friends, if you don't know about this event, if you or any of your friends or support people are in that postpartum period or want to support people in that postpartum period, the Climb event is wonderful. Here in Utah, it's taking place on Saturday, June 13th at the Wheeler Farm in Murray, Utah. It's free. It's kid friendly. It's wonderful. There's characters. There's treats. There's a giant playground. It's just it's a wonderful, uplifting event
and a great place to get good information,
good
that's
event,
accurate, and it's great.
These are where I meet a lot of my resources that I pass on to my clients. You know, there are doulas there are midwives, there are other therapy practices there. There's so many different types of support, and meeting these people, getting information about them.
Right.
It's really positive and wonderful.
Well, and participating in the actual climb, like I'm air quoting because it's really just a walk, but like participating in that is also very emotional because it's like I'm climbing out of the darkness of that tunnel that we were talking about,
right,
in the other in our postpartum episode. And so it's it's oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't believe Postpartum Support International knows of us.
I know. Well, I mean, we are friends with someone on the board.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Okay.
Yeah. But it's such a great event, and people will, along with like the walk at the beginning, which is the climb. You know, there's food trucks and there's music and there's different activities. There's sometimes a mindfulness thing. And then moms will also sometimes share their stories. Like one of our friends shared her birth story and figuring out she had postpartum OCD. So those stories also are shared, and it's both a beautiful and fun event. So if you're in town, join us. Or if you're not in town,
Mm-hmm.
psi.org, you can find an event that's near you. So yeah, there's a little plug.
I know.
I love this community.
I know. It's great.
All right, Sasha, you're on check-in. You
All
wanna check in with us?
right. Mentally, okay, ironically, mentally today, I am trying not to have thoughts today because
Oh, we're having obsessive thoughts?
yes, we're having obsessive thoughts. I got some unfortunate information this morning and I'm trying to not OCD spiral about it, which I'll talk a little bit more about later.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, I'm trying to like calm all my parts and give them their space and let them talk, but we're not going to be ruminating about it. So, emotionally, I'm feeling a little bit of grief coming up, like a little bit of a missed opportunity kind of a thing.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
And I'm okay with that. I'm trying to sit with that. Now I am feeling another thing, very excited about this PSI information. So it's nice to kind of get that boost, you know?
Mhm.
Physically, I forgot to take my allergy meds this morning.
Uh-oh.
I know. So I'm like feeling this gunk in my throat and then the itchy eyes again. And
yeah.
I was realizing that on the way over here too.
Spring is rough that way.
It is rough that way. And it's getting worse as I get older. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I didn't have any allergies when I was younger.
No, I didn't
And I feel like
either.
every year I'm like, do I have a
I feel
cold?
like I know.
No. Oh my gosh, my
it's
eyes are,
springtime.
what's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Socially, okay. So last week I did say no to a few things.
Oh,
actually.
great. Okay. You're limited.
And so I ended up only doing the birthday party
Okay.
last week. And this week is the graduate event. I had the date wrong. So that was helpful.
Oh, that's so nice. It took itself off your plate.
It did, yes. It was great. And so I got the graduate event on Saturday, and then we're gonna go see my grandma after that. So it feels a lot lighter. I'm very excited about that.
Wonderful.
And then self-care and self-compassion. I said no.
You said no.
I
to
said
something.
no
Mm-hmm.
to a few things
Mm-hmm.
because I told my friend no. And I felt that was really hard because she's going through some things.
Yeah.
And so it was really hard to be like, yeah, I don't have the capacity for this today.
Yeah. Also, it's like saying no isn't always just a hard stop. Sometimes it's not right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or can we reschedule?
Yeah.
You know, this doesn't work for me today. Not like, no, never.
Yeah.
I no longer care about you.
That's true. I didn't think of it that way. That's my OCD brain going like, everything is absolute, right?
Absolutes and all or nothings,
are
right?
not fun. Yeah. So that's how I'm doing. Do you want to check in with us? Huh?
Yeah. Mentally, I'm thinking about my sister-in-law. So she delivered her baby on Friday, and I'm leaving tonight to go visit them for 5 days. So I'm like remembering all the things we talked about in our postpartum episode, you know, ways to actually help someone when they're in that new phase. So my plan is to, you know, clean their house and buy their groceries and make food for them. And, you know, if they need me to hold baby so they can go out together and spend some time alone or help on the night shift a little bit, like I'm totally willing and excited. And I have never been a support person in this space for a family member before.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
This is
really,
new
really
for you.
excited.
That's
Yeah.
so fun
Yeah.
that you get to have that.
I know. So emotionally, I'm like excited and anxious. I'm also feeling grateful. I'll talk about this later, but just in order to go and be with her for 5 days, I have to sacrifice, you know, being here.
Mhm.
So rearranging clients and leaning on my husband and other support
Mhm.
people for my kids and things like that. So I'm
Again,
feeling grateful.
why is that hard to do?
Yes, that's what we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Physically, I'm feeling a little fatigued, but on the up and up.
Okay, good.
I feel like my iron supplements are working.
Great.
But it's just going to be a long road, I think.
Mhm.
She said like 3 months
Oh,
to like really correct it. So that's
oh
a long
wow.
time.
That's a long time.
I know. But my ears are not itchy anymore.
Your ears were itchy? I haven't
Yes.
heard that as a symptom. That's interesting.
Well, I thought, yeah, I don't know. It's like a skin thing. Skin and hair is affected by your iron levels. So
Interesting.
anywho, Socially, we went and spent most of the day with my parents at their house, which is about an hour away. And we had a great time. My mom is struggling a little bit with some health concerns. And so it's been harder for her to travel down to us.
Yeah.
So we went up there and we got to have lunch, and my kiddo took a nap, and we just played outside and we made dinner, and it was just really nice to spend time with them at their place.
Nice. It was really nice this weekend.
It was. Yeah. It was really beautiful. And my mom has a really beautiful garden, so we played outside a lot. They have a nice outside area, playground and stuff. And then for self-care, I took a little nap at my parents' house on Saturday.
I'm proud of you.
I know. My little one was napping. The big kids were watching a show. And then my parents were watching the Masters golf.
Oh, okay.
And so we sat on the couch, my husband and I totally dozed off because I don't really care about the Masters. And it was wonderful. Mm-hmm. And then I also slept in a little bit on Sunday as part of my self-care.
Beautiful. I love it.
So yeah, that's me. So we're going to switch up some things a little bit this time. So we're going to actually go into our education moment with Sasha.
Yeah.
What are you going to teach us today?
Okay, I'm really excited. So we're going to talk about a certain specific OCD subtype. I don't think a lot of people know that there are lots of different subtypes of OCD.
No.
And
I don't even know.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
No.
Well, there you go.
Teach me.
I will teach you. So the basic overview of OCD, I think, is that we have an intrusive thought, which everybody has intrusive thoughts. It's just normal. But with OCD, it is coupled with a compulsive behavior, and that can look like a lot of different things, which we'll get into later. The compulsive behavior relieves the anxiety, but only temporarily. Mm-hmm. It sort of like feeds it, right? Because now the brain goes, oh, I have to do this in order to feel better. And so it's like lather, rinse, repeat, right? It just keeps going. Yeah. So I want to normalize again that intrusive thoughts from time to time. We all have them. And just because you have these thoughts does not mean you have OCD. If what I talk about in this one subtype resonates with you, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have OCD either. So when I talk about what a disorder is actually considered, right? So a clinically significant disturbance in a person's thinking, emotion regulation, or behavior that reflects a dysfunction in psychological, biological, or developmental processes and leads to distress or impairment. I'm going to repeat that and then give you more information on that. Okay. So a clinically significant disturbance. Okay. So this means that a clinician is assessing you and they are giving you this assessment. So self-diagnosis, you can do it. You can look up symptoms and all of that. But clinically significant means it has to meet a certain number of criteria. Okay?
Right. Like either the intensity or the how long it's been happening.
Frequency.
Like
Yes. All of that. In a person's thinking. So different thoughts, your ability to emotionally regulate, or how you're behaving. Right? With anger, rage, compulsions, whatnot. So, and that reflects a dysfunction in psychological, biological, or developmental processes. So either you're spending too much time thinking about things biologically, like the somatic stuff that we've talked about physically in our bodies, and then developmental processes, which OCD doesn't really affect like development as much. And then leads to distress or impairment. So the distress and impairment in your life, whether that's work, your ability to be present with your family, your ability to take care of yourself, that's what we're looking for.
Right. That impairment is a really important part. You can't just, all of us have symptoms of all the things because it's normal to have intrusive thoughts and it's normal to have anxiety. But is it clinically significant and does it cause significant impairment in functioning, right?
Exactly.
That's what makes it a disorder.
It is in the DSM for every single diagnosis that it has to cause significant impairment in your life. Okay, so a lot of people think of OCD, the whole in the movies.
Things.
Yes,
yep.
So those are subtypes of OCD. So the most common ones that we see, especially on TV, are contamination OCD. So that's like germs, right?
Yep, washing your hands, cleaning.
Checking OCD.
Like light switches or ovens off.
Yes. And
doors
again,
are locked.
Counting. Have to do it so many times, those types of thing. And hoarding.
Oh, yeah.
Hoarding is actually considered an OCD subtype.
Okay.
So, but today we're going to talk about one that's not as commonly known about. I think it's pretty common, but it's relationship OCD.
Go on.
So, relationship OCD or ROCD that we talk about in the clinical world, if you want to look it up, those intrusive thoughts latch onto your relationship. So, a lot of the more common thoughts are, do I really love them? Are they the one? What if I'm making a huge mistake in being in this relationship? What if there's someone better out there? My relationship OCD attaches more to friendships. Mm-hmm. I have to say it used to attach to my husband. And sometimes it still comes up, but not as much. I can easily calm it there. So yeah, I worry a lot, especially about new friendships. And I think you've been seeing some of that a little bit more lately. Mm-hmm. Yes. So again, these aren't just passing thoughts. They stick, right? So I have a thought, am I being a good friend? And then I have to mentally review, that's the compulsive part, mentally review conversations, go over and read texts again, make sure I didn't say anything wrong or stupid. I think about that, or mistyping things, like that does happen. Marco Polo was really, really bad for me because I would go back and rewatch over and over again.
That's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time. It took up a lot of space and energy. Okay, so they come with anxiety, a sense of urgency, and a need to figure it out right now. I have to know the answer to this right now. So again, I just want to normalize that all of these thoughts happen sometimes, regardless. Sure. So what keeps our OCD going are the compulsions, which will often be mental compulsions with our OCD. But could also be checking or asking for reassurance. Mm-hmm. I've gotten really sneaky about reassurance. Uh-huh. And Derek's picked up on it. Oh. And he knows now. He knows all of my little secrets. So when I am checking for reassurance, he's like, Regina, you can't sit with us, right? Yeah. Because that's what we say.
When does the reassurance seeking like cross that line into being unhealthy versus kind of a normal way to calm those thoughts?
Yeah. So in my treatment, when I was going through it for OCD, she would tell me, you can reassurance seek one time.
Okay.
So I can call you, Kristi, and I can say, hey, am I disappointing you right now? One time. If I do it again, you say, Sasha, I already answered that question. Right?
I see. Okay. Yeah, because with like treatment for anxiety, one of the coping skills is to get reassurance, to get information, to ask the question instead of silently panic
about it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to say like, I don't know if my husband loves me, so I'm going to say, hey, babe. Are we good?
Are we good?
Is everything okay?
Yeah. Are you mad at me?
So like with anxiety, that can be helpful, but with OCD, it just, you want to keep doing it, it sounds like.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So one time is okay.
One time is all right. I can, if I think Derek is mad at me, I can say, hey, are you mad at me right now? And he can tell me one time. But then later on, I'll be like, hey, can I touch you? Like, I'll get really sneaky and I'll like rub his back and see if he pulls away. You know, that's what I'm looking for. So that's the sneaky reassurance.
I see.
Yeah. So
I love that just like the straight, like verbal questioning. He's like, stop. So now we do done. Other things.
Yes, exactly. So one of the things that he was taught to do, it's really important to get your partners involved in OCD treatment. So if that's something that you,
Okay.
But one of the things he was asked to do is say, okay, babe, I've already answered that question. Why don't we talk about my day? Why don't we talk about this? Okay. Other compulsions can look like constantly checking your feelings. Like, do I feel in love right now? Replaying interactions in your mind, comparing your relationship to others. That's another one. Is she spending more time with this friend? Is she spending more time with that friend? Does she interact with me the same way that she interacts with them? Those types of things. Googling, how do you know if you're in love? Right?
Yeah.
And seeking reassurance from friends, therapists, or even your partner, right? So constantly calling a friend. I ask for reassurance from one friend once, and then I call another friend.
and ask
and get
once.
reassurance one
Yes.
time.
I saw a reel recently about this, about calling the ninth person to get their input on my situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a thing. Okay. So it's important to remember that these behaviors feel helpful, but they actually make the doubt stronger. Our OCD is especially painful because it attacks something you deeply value. Most people experiencing this aren't indifferent about their relationship. They actually care a lot about it.
Yeah.
And that's actually why OCD latches onto it. It tends to target what matters. So the more you try to get certainty, the more trapped you feel. So if you're listening and this resonates, it doesn't mean you're in the wrong relationship. It doesn't mean your feelings aren't real. It means your brain is stuck in a loop trying to protect you. And you're not alone in that. So OCD is convincing, but it's not reliable.
I really like that. Convincing, but not reliable.
Yes.
It might feel like it's comforting to do those behaviors, to seek that comfort or that reassurance. Or convince yourself, like, if I do this, it will stop this.
Yeah.
That's not reliable.
And I think that's exactly why I'm saying in the beginning, I'm trying to comfort my parts right now, because they're like, wait, coming out. We have to look at this. We have to figure out the right answer. And I'm not going to know that. There's no way to figure that out.
There's no way to know.
And there's no reason to beat myself up for it. Right?
Right. Well, and sometimes knowing things doesn't change much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's not going to change the outcome.
Right. It's not going to change that you're feeling sad about it.
Yeah. So I have to sit with the grief. I have to sit with the not knowing, with the uncertainty. So
sit with the discomfort. That's what you always say.
Yes. Yeah. My favorite saying is maybe not, when it comes to my OCD thoughts anyway. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe this friendship won't last. Maybe my husband will up and leave me one day.
I think I've read about this in passing, like with some of my trainings, but I didn't really dive into it very much because it's not something I see very often.
Yeah, and
so
I think
it's good to know about.
Yeah, if you're not experiencing it or you don't notice it as much in your clients, then like there's no need to, right? So
thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, for processing today, I wanted to bring up something regarding kind of what I mentioned earlier about leaving to go take care of somebody and stepping away from your responsibilities and your kids and your husband and all of those things. And we've talked a lot about the unnecessary guilt that we feel for doing things, for making choices, even good choices. We carry so much guilt. Right. And I've been really conscious of that and trying to replace my guilt with gratitude.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to see what you thought about this.
Okay.
So instead of feeling guilty for rescheduling my clients when I'm telling them I'm out of town, I'm trying to just feel grateful that they are understanding and grateful that we can find another time and grateful that they find our work together important if they are a little bothered. Like that means that this is important to them and that's good. I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. I like it.
And then like with my husband, he's being so incredibly supportive. He's the one who said, go, like you absolutely need to go. We will be fine. I'm like, it's 5 days. And he's like, do it. They need you. We will be fine. And he's told me like, I am a little jealous that you get to go snuggle a baby and help out. And he's like, and I'm a little sad you're traveling without me because we really enjoy traveling together. But he also said like, don't worry about us. Yeah. He's an amazing caretaker for our son. And the way it worked out is that my big kids will be with their dad and my little guy will be with his dad. Yeah. And so they've all got people to take care of them. Yeah. And so I don't need to feel guilty. I just am trying to be grateful that I have other parents I can rely on. Grateful that my brother and his wife are welcoming me and giving me the opportunity to be helpful. Yeah. So I was talking to a friend about this and she got so excited for me and she was like, you get to have a mom vacation. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And she was like, you get to just care about yourself. She's like,
my goodness. Yeah.
Even if I'm at my brother's house and I'm helping out, none of that is actually my default responsibility.
Right.
She's like, you get to sit on an airplane without worrying about anybody else. If they have to go potty, if they have a snack, if we have wet wipes, if anybody's happy, even like when you travel with your spouse, like, is he comfortable? Is he hungry? Is it okay if I do this? Did he want to do something together? Can I, is it cool if I just listen to my podcast? Like, I just get to have time to myself.
Yeah.
And I hadn't really considered that. And now I'm like really excited.
You're like, wait a minute.
I'm really excited. And again, instead of feeling guilty about it, I'm just so grateful that I get to have this opportunity. And I'm going to try to do my very best to enjoy every minute of it, knowing that it's a one-time thing and it's a short-term thing, but it's going to be great. Yeah. And I'm grateful for it instead of guilty.
I love it.
How do you feel about this like reframe?
I was going to call it a reframe because I was like, this sounds like a perfect thing, but it's exactly what I was dealing with when I would have downtime at home and the kids weren't home and I was pacing around the house going, I don't know what to do with myself. And my husband's like, read your book. Just go read. You finally get the time uninterrupted. Just sit down and do it. Why do we need our husbands to push us to do those things? So
you know what? I think we married really wonderful guys who recognize when our thinking is a little bit dysfunctional and they just like nudge you back and go like,
go take a bath.
Yeah, that's okay. You're allowed to do that. Yeah. I got you.
I got it. Kids are great. I went on a cruise back in November and that one was tough because my friend in Connecticut paid for the whole thing. Oh. Because his husband is in the Navy and he was underway. He was on a submarine during it. And he's like, I really want to go. So I'm just going to take my best friend. And I was like, okay, cool.
I'm here for you.
Yeah. He paid for the whole thing.
That's so generous.
Was so, he spoiled me rotten. Completely rotten. I felt so guilty about it the whole time. And then I was also gone from my family and my clients for 9 days. And I couldn't even be in touch with everybody. And there was some chaos that happened while I was gone as well.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Oh, yes. I was like, when I got back and saw all the messages, I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. But yeah, Derek was just like, no, you needed that. You needed that time. And I so did.
Yeah. But like, how would that have been different if instead of feeling guilty in real time, you just felt grateful?
And yeah, I think my poor friend would probably not have heard me say, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad.
Yeah. And that doesn't actually help anything.
No, it doesn't. It makes him feel worse because he's like, I'm just trying to do something nice for you. And because I love you and you've been there for me. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. My mom taught me a life lesson when I was younger that when people offer things to you, we say thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of saying, no, I'm good, or no, I don't need that. She's like, you don't always know why someone's offering something to you. Maybe it's because you have a need that they see. Maybe they want to feel more connected to you. Maybe they have something they feel like they need to give. So she said, if you don't want to feel like a burden, don't ask for things that you don't need. But if someone offers, just say thank you.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really good advice. And so
I like that.
I do that even like, you know, when people ask about with my kids or if people, you know, we have family members who say, hey, let us cover dinner tonight. Let us pay for dinner if we're going out or something. Instead of going, oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. If someone offers, I just say, oh, that's so generous. Thank you so much. Because they're offering because they actually want to give. You know, if you're not sure if someone wants something, like when you ask, maybe people won't always say no, even if they don't want to. But if you don't ask and they offer,
that's true.
Just say thank you.
That's true. That's also something that we teach our moms all the time. Like it's part of the distractions skills from anxiety is contributions to others.
Yes.
And I also like to say, when you do something for someone else, doesn't it make you feel so good to be able to do it? So really, if you're not asking for help, then you're being selfish.
Accepting the help that others offer.
Yeah. You're being selfish. You're depriving them of this joy.
Well, and also I think that's where connection is built. When you get to nurture and take care of other people, usually it helps you feel closer.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm going to have to call my friend today and say sorry for seeking reassurance all day.
You're going to call him and say thank you. Thank you
Okay.
so much for taking me on that cruise. That was so incredibly amazing.
Okay.
Best
I will-
memories. Thank you so much.
Really
That's
good
the other
times.
thing. Like, instead of saying I'm sorry to people, you say thank you.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So gratitude instead of guilt. Something maybe to practice. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay. What's our affirmation today?
Okay. My needs matter and I honor them with action.
Do I? Just
Well, we're
kidding.
going to.
We're going to.
My needs
Absolutely.
matter. And
Honor
I
them
with
with action.
What do you think about that?
I think that's great.
Yeah. That's great in theory.
Yeah. When possible.
Yes, and
It's
it's not
always
always,
possible.
right? But
Yeah.
but again, we're asking for support from our wonderful spouses, from
Mhm.
our family members, from our
Mhm.
friends. I think I'm learning that I can ask for support from certain people. Some
Mhm.
people I can't.
Yeah.
Because it's not reliable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But my needs do matter. And
Mhm.
if I need to not go to bed with my husband tonight and stay up and read or watch Bridgerton, which I did last night, then that's okay.
That is okay.
It is
Yeah.
okay. It was my choice.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of I feel like so much we talk about identifying what your needs are because we don't have full consciousness of them all the time.
Right.
So saying, oh, I feel like I need to go to bed early, but then how often do I actually go to bed early?
Yeah.
Or I really need a good meal today.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I think that because I had therapy yesterday, this is
Mhm.
what we talked about. Like,
Oh,
what do your parts need?
Mhm.
And I said they need to feel safe. What do they need to feel safe? They need
Reassurance.
yes. My ruminating part definitely needs reassurance. And so that's what we talked about in session yesterday. It was
I
what
like that.
do we need to comfort your parts right now?
Mhm.
Which is why I picked this one for
Yeah.
today. What do we need to do to comfort? And we came up with a bunch of ideas. And I'm excited for tonight because it's my husband's night off.
Right.
And I'm going to listen to an audiobook and do a diamond painting, which I have not done in a very long time.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited to pull that back out. She's like, yeah, I've been finding that really comforting lately. And I was like, I have a bunch. Like,
Mhm.
I should just do that. That feels comforting.
I like the word honor in this statement.
Mhm.
Like honoring your needs,
Yeah.
implies that your needs deserve respect
Mhm.
and space to be heard and
Yeah.
not just like, "Oh, I'm annoyed with my needs."
Yes, yes.
I'm going to honor you by
I'm gonna
listening to
honor
you.
Yes, when we talk about parts work and parts coming up, I have a part that like jumps in. It's like I call it the red flag part. It's like
Mhm.
jumps in and it's like, hello, pay attention, and then it runs away and goes back. I see it as like
that sounds
the
cute.
anxiety character from Inside Out too.
Yes, yeah.
It is kind of cute. Or like a toddler, like, hey, pay attention. And then that's when I'm like, okay, what's going on?
Mhm.
What's going on within my system right now? So
Love it. Thank
been
you for
helpful.
sharing.
yeah, you're welcome. Okay, you have our lightning round today.
Yes. Okay. So my husband and I have been talking about money lately. So I thought I would
Ugh.
jump in and share a little, I don't know, some budget tips for a happy marriage.
Oh, that's helpy.
Yeah. No, I'm not like a financial advisor.
Mhm.
If you want really good financial tips, go listen to the Financial Feminist podcast by Tori Dunlap. But just a couple of things that she kind of talks about, and then some things that I've gathered that just kind of help money not be such a sticking point. I feel like it's like in the top 5 of things that people worry about, stress about, fight about
Mhm.
is about money, you know?
Right.
And I don't think it necessarily has to be like, it's just numbers. It's just
Yeah,
numbers.
It's true.
It's just math, you know? And it's like the more emotion we put into it, the more control it has, when really it's
Yeah.
just numbers. And I think the less emotion you can have about it, the more you can make wise decisions and joint decisions and not be so scared to talk about it.
Yeah.
Do you and Derek work on a budget?
No.
Do you guys live on a budget?
Well, we do, but I run the show with that, and we don't talk about it because it's a touchy subject for us. We get very sensitive about it.
Okay,
so,
sure. I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
So it's best to really have full transparency. So whether that looks like just a spreadsheet that accounts for everything, whether that looks like everybody, having joint accounts or having logins for all the accounts, just so there's some visibility, some transparency. And then I think that comes with accountability, right? Where I'm not secretly spending $4,000 and my husband doesn't know about it. And now I have this guilt thing that I have to come and talk to him about. Like, he can see those things.
Yeah.
It's not something that needs to be hidden. So having some transparency, if you can set up a budget, which is, identifying how much money you've got coming in and then how it goes out. So having those discussions of what are the bills, and then outside of bills, what are our needs? So the bills are like our mortgage, our utilities, our car payments, whatever, insurance. The needs are our groceries. And in this, I would consider things like maybe you having an allowance for, new shoes or for skincare or for things like that are needs. And then you kind of have your wants. Now, something that I have found super helpful, and I would suggest to anybody, is giving each of you an allowance.
Yes,
an
we
allowance,
do that, actually.
Each month, where it's like we each get $200 to spend however we want, and we don't have to check in with the other person. So I can go get a massage, or I can go buy a fancy handbag, or not super fancy, but.
Right.
I can spend that money and I don't feel like I have to tell him like, hey, I stopped at Chick-fil-A 5 times this week on my way to work because I really needed it. That's just money. That's my allowance money.
Right.
And you can, credit cards or cash, however you want to do that. But having some allowance, that way you don't feel so deprived. You don't feel like we can only spend money on groceries. And if I buy something outside of that, I have to get permission.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of a weird dynamic that can cause stress. So give yourself an allowance of money you can spend without notifying each other, right? Just on whatever it is that you feel like you need that month. And then another tip that's been helpful for us is to kind of figure out a limit, like a price limit on something, where if like I'm buying something that I think we need, but we hadn't really talked about it.
Oh, we've done that too.
For example, air filters. Like on Amazon, I saw that air filters were on sale for our different air purifiers.
Yeah.
That's something it's like, oh, it's a need, but we haven't really talked about it or budgeted, but it kind of is like in that give and take space. If it's over $50, I check in with my husband and go, hey, are we cool with this? Or are there other things that are coming up? If it's under $50 and I know that we need it, I just get it. It's like for some people that's 50. For some people it's 100 of just like, hey, you're going to buy something unexpected that doesn't really fit in any of these categories. Cause like, I'm not going to spend my allowance on air filters.
No, why would you do that?
But that's like a house need. Yeah. But we didn't necessarily say like, oh, we're going to budget $100 for air filters this month. Cause you just never know when, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So just having a set limit so that if your husband or if yourself, you want to buy something and it's like, oh, I should probably check in, or I don't need to check in, just to figure out that dynamic ahead of time. So, you're not going to be stepping on toes or getting upset with each other. And then Tori recommends having like a check-in with your money every once in a while, whether that's once a month or once a quarter, where you check in on your investments, you check in on your retirement accounts, you check in on those different things, like setting up those auto deposits for things like that for your future self and your future family.
I would suggest also adding in checking on your subscriptions.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And see if you're still using them and all of that. Those kill me all the time. Yeah. Having a good place to track those. I know we did use an app, the Rocket Money app, for a little while, that will track your subscriptions and it'll let you know when things are coming out. So you can check like, is that something we still need or use? I've also had a lot of success just using a spreadsheet and just tracking it really carefully for like 1 month or 2 months and, checking on what days things normally come out. Also, if you're in the place where you guys can have and use credit cards responsibly, it can be incredibly beneficial to put all of your spending on these credit cards. Like, look for ones that have really good rewards that you will use. Like, we use a travel reward one, so we can it covers travel expenses, or you can book trips with it.
So we put all of our expenses on there. I kind of know, like, based on our allowances and our groceries and everything, kind of like our bill should not be above this set number every month. And if it is, we've gone over budget. And if it's not, then we're under. But put everything there, pay it off fully every month with your income, get all those extra rewards, because then you can take trips essentially for free. Like, we've had free flights for 3 different trips now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, we used our rewards for that. And so if you are in a place where you can be responsible with that, I know some people aren't, or, you know, with credit card debt can be really tricky. But having rewards cards are really great. Never ever use a debit card. Those are not safe.
A debit
like
rewards card?
Any debit card, anything that links directly to your bank account, doesn't have the same security as a credit card does. With credit cards, if someone gets your numbers, they can't just drain your bank account. Yeah. You can, like, there's insurance, right? There's fraud stuff there.
I've seen that a few
So
times.
essentially, like, my mortgage comes out of my checking, all the stuff, all of our income goes to the checking. We purchase on the credit cards, and then we pay it off every month and get our rewards and use savings, you know, if we need to cover things that we weren't planning on, and vice versa, or add to our savings if we have extra. But just a couple things. If you can get on the same page with your partner, usually that's kind of a long conversation. But once you're on the same page, just staying on the same page can be pretty simple. Okay. And if it's just numbers. Yeah. Right? It's just numbers. And if it's not just numbers, that's maybe something to ask, like, why is this so important? Yeah. Why do I feel like I need to control this? Why am I offended by this? What's going on?
I will tell you.
Right?
I will tell you exactly. It's because I feel like if he's upset about anything, I did it wrong. It's the OCD
criticism,
brain.
right?
Yeah. My critical part. Yeah.
So there you go. If money's a sticking point, there's a couple tips, and then
I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for showing up for yourself today.
You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, or email us at themommytherapists@gmail.com.
We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what made an impact or what you'd like to hear on a future episode.
Whether it's embarrassing your kids with dancing and singing, or trying to say thank you instead of I'm sorry. I hope something good happens today.
See you next week.
Take care.